I asked about the safety plan, ma'am, and you were just being silent. So when is the appointment, ma'am?
Well, that's what we have to go over now.
Okay. I mean, there's no safety plan, no advocacy. I wanted to know before I came and spin my wheels again what services you offer there. Why are you guys playing games and won't tell me for 5 years? What do you do? It's sick.
So you're
Well, I mean, if I go to the apartment and spin my wheels, we already know how it's going to end up. If they're playing games and conning over the phone and I haven't even got there. This is why they're full for 5 years. How are you going to process if every progress of every location is conning to keep you from getting services? Down to purchasing food and water. Ma'am, go ahead along with whatever you claim that you're doing, ma'am. Go ahead. And see what kind of clever ways that you guys scheme to violate rights and deny services. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, please hold.
Please hold. So these calls are designed for psychological abuse. They want you ruined, destroyed when you end these calls. But now they're doing a little better. Can we convince someone that we're not trying to violate her right? This is a crime. To do this, for the government to entice people to do this, is criminal. And they have made themselves conspirators by listening to the government and their sadistic psycho behavior. And keep in mind, these are not good people that are abusing their power, badges and guns, saying, basically they're not saying we don't want to go to prison. They're just saying don't help her. If family members, an army full of people don't help her, we want to control the help that you render this person. If someone gets mad, family members have put me out when he was mad, just out of nowhere, they scam her. My brother in his scam said that he put me out for sitting out on the couch real late at night. That was his, but this is how he tortures the family until they torture me. His con was, you should not have sat on my sofa with my girlfriend, so I'm putting you out. Because, you have to think of ways, because I'm normal, I'm considerate to people. I wash dishes, I clean up, I give funds, I just don't freeload off people. And a lot of people like me to live with them because they actually got help with me living with them. So when I needed a place to stay, it wasn't hard because they knew what kind of character I was. They're like, yeah, I'm going to do better with her living with me. And a lot of times they did. She hung up. So here's the show. One of my little shows. This is just because I was bored. I'm not going to surround myself with people that gossip about me and talk about me and belittle me. There's a lot of people mad at me because I don't surround myself with that. And a lot of people they assume that I don't have a lot of friends because people don't like me. I don't have a lot of friends because I won't tolerate madness. You're not going to gossip behind my back. You're not going to backstab me. I'm better by myself. And then I can be in my own zen. See, there's a lot of addictions, drugs, alcohol, codependency. A lot of people don't realize codependency is a disease. It's an illness. It's a sickness. So that was just out of boardom, something that I can do. I'm not a perfect person. You're dependent on other people. I thought I paused it. It's still going on. And then accepting me. What is happening? I'm on the laptop, and I can't see everyone that's here on the laptop. So you may think, no, I'm fine. I don't have a... Okay. So it was devastating when I got locked out of my Facebook because I wanted to do this and I wanted to, that it became really important for me because I really didn't have a lot of avenues to get out, work. Weird things happened at this job and different things. My environments were controlled. So it was devastating when I had this little show to get locked out of my Facebook to current. So it ended. Someone didn't like the show and just ended it. So like Attorney General, Family Place just hung up after all that time. Scam to not give me the appointment. Let's call back and see what the con is. 41 minutes and hung up on.
Thank you for calling the Family Place.
Yes, I'm not quite sure if I was talking to you. I was scheduling an appointment and was disconnected.
remember which location you scheduled an appointment for?
No. I went, the emergency crisis hotline wouldn't help me as they haven't for years. Wouldn't do a safety plan, follow procedure. No one wants me to know the services that you offer there because they know that they're not giving them to me. So they conned that they were going out of 41 minutes, that they were going to set an appointment and then hung up.
Okay, one moment, please.
Rose. If they don't answer, they probably won't, ma'am. That's how they normally do it when they hang up and scams to deprive someone. If she has my number and the call ended, given while she was giving me my appointment, wouldn't it have been good customer service to call back? Because keep in mind, the con is that you're a domestic violence organization for people fleeing for their life, and they can't calling you on the emergency crisis hotline. They can't. I'm not being heard. This is a domestic violence organization for women fleeing for their life, and I'm not getting answers. I don't understand why women fleeing for their life, and it's probably more extreme if the government's behind that party's abuse and they can't get law enforcement in it. But some kind of way I'm falling through the cracks and I have to be transferred to voicemails, fleeing for my life. So while I have a live person on the phone, I don't understand how the emergency crisis hotline won't give a person assistance in emergency crisis.
Ma'am, would you like for me to...
What's your name?
Ma'am, would you like for me to...
I don't know your name, who I'm speaking with. You don't want me to know?
Ma'am, what services can I help you with?
Well, I've already went over that shelter and the different things. I've like almost an hour games have been played, in fact, years. I just don't understand why you guys are deflecting and won't follow protocol and won't do what you're supposed to do on the emergency crisis hotline. Nothing has been offered, and then you want to schedule an appointment. If women are fleeing for their life, how it's been impossible for me to get any help 5 years. If you haven't offered a hotel stay and you want to set an appointment, that's not protocol to leave someone in jeopardy for 5 years.
Ma'am, you haven't given any information about you being in crisis currently.
Are you gaslighting me, ma'am? I already have. I've been on the phone an hour, in fact, years with games.
You stated that you were almost hit by a car 5 years ago. That's not me.
And you're still scheming to deprive services. I get gang status. Why don't you want me to know your name, ma'am? I've already talked to one. Why didn't she follow procedure and call me back after almost an hour of playing games? Why has every party I talked to been playing games today, in fact, years?
Ma'am, if there's nothing I can help you with, I'm going to have to make a call.
So are you guys scheming to not deprive me of that appointment so I can't escape my crisis, as you've been doing years?
Sorry, you saying you would like to be transferred to...
I don't know, because I've already done this. I don't know what needs to be done, why she won't give me the appointment and why you guys are playing games and gaslighting and mistreating me. What are you willing to do? Why are you guys playing games and mistreating me for so long and being sadistic? If I'm calling the emergency crisis hotline, why am I not getting services? Why did she hang up giving me the appointment and didn't call me back? She placed me on hold while I was talking.
This is a family place. How may I help you?
I don't know, ma'am. I've been on the line almost an hour trying to find out what was going on with the appointment, getting mistreated by staff for years, calling security and threatening the police because I want help to get out of abuse.
Who's mistreating you, ma'am?
A gang full of people at the location. Can I give you my name?
Which location was that?
All of them. 3 different locations.
Which locations for what? From
two shelter a shelter location and 2 branches.
Okay.
To get help. They all did not. They sabotaged service, and one branch was so sadistic they called the police and tried to set me up for frame me with mental illness because they weren't giving me the services they were supposed to. They didn't want to give me anything with housing, placement with jobs because my life is normal. So I wanted assistance to get a job. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do the legal and to cover for conceal their part in sabotaging services. They tried to frame me with mental illness and to refer me over to Parkland and call security. And a con to keep me from getting services. So she was supposed to be setting an appointment, but I'll get mistreated like this at all locations.
Okay, you said that they mistreated you here?
At all locations, all domestic violence organizations mistreat me, but yes. And they were supposed to be setting an appointment and then hung up.
Oh, they hung up on you today?
Right, and then won't do a safety plan, and then are lying because if you're full like you've been 5 years for years, you're supposed to get me in a hotel. And they won't do advocacy. They're rude. Hang up. Scheme.
What is your name, ma'am?
You have them call me back. They don't call back. I don't understand why the apartment appointment was interrupted.
Okay, for your appointment for your.
Did you look it up to see if she put the appointment in there? I mean, the customer service has just been so bad.
You haven't told me your name, so I can't.
Right, but you said you were going to have someone call me back. Yes, let me give you.
Give me your name and give me your number, and I'm going to have.
Okay, I don't understand why I've been on the line an hour and got absolutely nothing resolved like for years. Why don't you take my name and see if I'm in the system? And they have scheduled an appointment instead of have some play games and have someone call me back that never will.
Okay, what is your name?
It is Kiana. No. So do you see my information? They just lied and told me they didn't have my information because I no longer have that number.
Okay.
So you see my information, which she said that she didn't see.
Okay.
So who is my case manager? Who's my case manager?
When was the last time you were?
I'm asking who my case manager is, and you're deflecting.
No, I'm asking you when was the last time so I can look it up.
The last time, I mean, what case manager do you see? It's been a long time ago. They said they called me back. They were full and never called me back.
Okay, I wouldn't be able to see that information.
How do you? Okay, because I call people that actually sabotage assistants and lie, like she just did. Now you're claiming that you can't see a whole case manager. You don't want me to know who it is. But you're not scamming to violate my rights and keep me in jeopardy.
I want you to see your case manager, ma'am.
Because you're doing it right now and using that as an alibi because it's extreme. It would make a great alibi if it wasn't really happening. So you're using the fact that what you're doing is amazing as your alibi to continue to do it.
Okay. I'm going to transfer you to non-res services.
So you don't see the appointment, ma'am? Ma'am, you don't want me to know what you see?
You didn't make an appointment, ma'am. There's no appointment for you.
Okay, so, but you're deflecting on that you have employees that have lied and said that they didn't see it.
You said you were on hold for an hour and somebody hung up on you. So how was the appointment made, ma'am?
Okay, so you have it in my, I don't know why people keep starting arguments when they get caught in schemes. Everywhere I'm at.
That's not an argument.
Okay, first off, this is a place that it helps people fleeing abuse and your behavior is not appropriate.
When did you flee abuse, ma'am?
Okay, you have my information on file?
I'm asking you a question.
You just said that you have my information on file and you're deflecting to cover for the scam of other operators. So if you have my information in front of you, what do you see?
You're the one calling us.
What do you see, ma'am? We're deflecting, arguing with someone fleeing for their life is sadistic and sick, ma'am. And then me to have to endure this for years is even sicker.
We're trying to scam you, but you're the one calling us, ma'am.
Okay, I'm asking you what you see. You just asked me for my information and pulled it up, and then you don't want to tell me what you see? And then deflecting, blaming me for your bad behavior?
My bad behavior?
Can you just tell me what you see, ma'am?
Ma'am, I'm transferring you to non-res services. Just a moment.
Stage conflict. They love staging conflict to get out of giving me services. And gaslighting me and blaming me for it.
I'm either on the phone or waiting.
I'm on the phone for 5 years.
Please leave your name
in emergency crisis.
Message after the tone, and
they don't call back.
Call as soon as possible. Our regular business hours are Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. What's
infuriating, they won't up any education, period. They want you to be completely ignorant. They don't even barely want you to know the time and date if you ask that. They don't want you to know nothing.
You may start your message now.
Hello, this is Kiana Clark. I have had a lot of mistreatment from a multitude of staff there, not following protocol and procedure. And the emergency crisis hotline has not helped me for years and played games and actually have been sadistic and narcissistic with me trying to get help. I was in the middle of an appointment, an employee hung up and did not call me back. So my number, please return my call. I am in a crisis right now, which involves the government and police corruption. My number is